Welcome back to Phasmophobia. If you guys could like, comment, and or subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Anything that you can do for the channel will help me put more back into the channel for you. All that being said, today we're going to have some fun on Nightmare, and we're going to tone it down a notch. So even though I have everything tier 3 unlocked right now, let's go ahead and dial that down to tier 1 and only do starting items. Basically starting from scratch. I could just prestige and do this, but I like to contribute the tier 3 crucifix to public lobbies, so probably going to avoid prestiging for a good while. I really wish I could disable it. Is there a way to disable that voice? Not that voice, not that voice. Just set up for text. Head bob. Oh, I could toggle sprint rather than just holding. That's interesting. So, nothing I'm aware of right now. Let's go ahead and kick. Here we go. Do that, push to talk, keep any kind of microphone glitches to a minimum. Repel, parabolic, and crucifix, so we can get none of those objectives. That's wonderful. This is basically going to be the how-to Phasmophobia Nightmare Edition, but with tier 1 starting items only. We will be taking a flashlight so that you guys can see better. I will also be taking the thermal, and I think I'm going to go with the video cam. Video cam is going to help us see ghost orbs and see in general in the dark. And then using the thermal, we will try to, as quickly as possible-ish, we'll try to quickly identify the actual ghost room. Our temps are going up in the entry hallway, no hiding there. Trying to keep note of all hiding spaces, because who knows when I will need one. It can be... oh. Okay, the whole house is that cold. I was like, is that room the ghost room already? Oh, maybe. I think it's something adjacent to the hallway. So if I pop in here, what's the thermal say? Okay. Nope. The whole place is just that cold. We got the grenade in here, aka the music box. No hiding there either. Oh, this is not looking good for us. Oh, this might be our ghost room. Nope. Okay. Well, let's go track down the breaker. Still keeping an eye out for the bone on my way to said breaker. And trying to keep an eye on thermals as well, but it does not seem like it's getting down very far anywhere. Garage is also decently warm. Breaker is in the basement. Let's pop in here. I think it's going to have to be here or somewhere adjacent to the master bedroom. I think it's right here. I think it's specifically the kitchen and not the dining room. Let's check for ghost orbs real quick. Oh, look at that. Oh, that never worked out better than before in my life. Yep, we got ghost orbs in the kitchen. Let's go ahead and pop a couple of these switches. We'll go get that breaker turned on. Have not spotted the bone yet. I'm not entirely worried about it. I don't intend to go for perfect game, since we can't get it due to the objectives being impossible with the inventory we have. Pop on some of these lights though, that way we keep what little sanity we have. Oh, I hope you all have, or are enjoying, or have enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I don't know when this video is going out. I think I have a Thursday video, then this is probably going to be Fridays. Yeah, that makes sense, I think. I don't know, it's weird having a work week stop on a Wednesday of all days. There's that, pop over here. Still got a ghost orb. I don't know what it is, but I feel like with the tier 1 video cam, you can see ghost orbs easier with lights on in the room. Not like compared to no lights on, but compared to the tier 2 and tier 3 video cams, when the lights are on, you can see ghost orbs easier. This ghost is clearly interacting with plenty, which is going to be good for us. Not really a good spot to put this, is there? This is hopeful at best. Let's check around for some UV. Bro's been touching everything he possibly could, and somehow hasn't left any UV, or doesn't have UV as an evidence. Which is almost unfortunate. I'm gonna shut this off because that's just annoying, and a waste of water. But we'll go ahead and leave that here. We're gonna drop the flashlight too, grab at least 3 more evidence items. I think there's only 3 left, right? Is there? No, I think there's 4 left. I just can't name them off the top of my head. Nope, only 3. Perfect. Just right inventory size. We'll get these set up in here and start working towards our second evidence and possibly third if we end up with a mimic again. I would really rather you didn't touch me with that ghost event because I want to keep a little sanity I have left. You did not touch me. If I go to where that ghost event... I can get this real quick. Where that ghost event just ended is exactly where the ghost model currently is. So, that was pretty much our best chance to get Spirit Box if we were going to get it at all. Oh, I don't have anything else in my inventory. No lighters. Is this weird? Temps are still going down. This is still definitely the ghost room. I'm not quite down to freezing yet. Let's see, do we have ghost orbs? Can't be a shade, but it's definitely a shade like. It's not doing anything. And I mean like 0 activity. It's just next level nothingness. Could be a banshee. That ghost event did originate from the living room, which is a bit odd. If we stand in here with the light on, our sanity will not drain, so we could technically stand here forever. But repeated instances of it killing the light or the breaker, which by extension killed lights, would slowly drain our sanity. And it would also waste your guys' time, and I'm not really about to sit around and wait for that. Literally just looped a ghost event. That was only 3 or 4. Yeah, 4, not 5 yet. Definitely the ghost is in here. And it is not giving us Spirit Box. Check again for freezing. We're not down there yet. Keep bouncing off that 0 though. I would like to wait around to get our last bit of evidence. There is a neat trick that you can do on Nightmare, and pretty much only Nightmare. So Nightmare, you're only going to get 2 evidence. So if the ghost is not giving you 2 other evidence, such as we know Spirit Box is 1 in UV, we can pop up here, say Spirit Box in UV. Well, this doesn't correspond to any ghost, but we also know it's not giving, or at least hasn't yet given us ghost writing. So we could say not a mirror. We could say hasn't given us freezing. So we could say not an Onryo. And we could say no EMF5, doesn't correspond. No dots, no yokai. Because if it's not giving us 2 evidence items of a ghost, or any of, if it's only giving us 1 evidence item of a ghost and not the other 2, then it can't be that ghost. That's the way to word that. It's almost painful. Might have developed a brain aneurysm. It's looking like we're not going to get freezing temps. Well, we can't just straight up cross this out altogether, but we can pretty convincingly say that it's not going to be an Onryo. Because Onryo would have to give us 2 evidence, which would be, we know we have ghost orbs, so it'd have to be Spirit Box or freezing. And if it's not giving us either of those, can't be an Onryo. Now could just be roaming like a mother in and out of this room, causing other rooms to get colder, but preventing this one from getting down to freezing, which seems like that's been the case a lot whenever I have a ghost that should be freezing temps. But this one's pretty convincingly bouncing around too much. We're staying under 5, so I think this is still the primary ghost room. Still not getting much activity, which is extremely odd. Almost mirror odd with the light on. Light on in the ghost room in general will cause the ghost to be less active. Or just straight up changing rooms will do it too. There's no ghost orbs in here. That's almost definitely not a banshee if it roamed away from us. Not in here. Doesn't look like they're underneath the garage. Not the living room. Not spotting him in the hallway. Was that a double door touch? That's a Yurei. Which I think Yurei will eventually give us freezing. Or dots? Yeah, dots eventually. Right now I can't even find the ghost room. It's a bit on the dangerous side, but I will need to find this room. I don't see the ghost orbs anywhere. Then just wander into here. Not in the living room. We definitely had ghost orbs. Did it move to the basement? It's definitely colder down here. There's our ghost orbs that moved to the basement. Let's go ahead and we want to try to keep in the light as much as possible, so we'll kick on a couple of these. It's colder, but we need to know if it's freezing. It's definitely been, yeah, that bucket's turned and stuff like that. So I think we definitely have a Yurei. We'll just let this continue to drop. We'll see if it hits freezing. Which, oh yeah, it's hitting freezing. And as soon as you can see the black, again, I'm calling that freezing temps. We got ourselves a Yurei. We could easily rule out a Revenant and maybe even a Hantu with a Hunt. And we have a music box to do it. Let's live a little. What's the worst that could happen? That's kind of expecting that door to just straight up close. So the music box will drain our sanity. I think it can drain a maximum of like 75%, so that's not bad. As long as we don't go near the ghost. Then we just need to stay near this to drain our sanity. I think it'll likely cause a normal hunt once this finishes. Unless we break it or start it without sanity, then I think it causes a cursed hunt. Ow, that was my throat dying. Let's do this. Definitely no rev. You can tell that's not a Hantu because it would have been significantly faster in the ghost room. Didn't bring my thermal back up here, but we could tell by our lack of breath that it is not cold in this room anymore. So yeah, it's no Hantu, and we know based on the evidence we have that it can't be an Onryo. So we just had a normal hunt, which is about 30 seconds. Ruled out the last two ghosts based off their speed and hunting characteristics. And that was that. That little evidence trick is pretty nice, especially if you feel like the ghost is definitely not giving you a couple evidence. And then don't forget, there's a couple evidence in here that are almost guaranteed if the ghost is going to give them to you. And that is ghost orbs and ultraviolet. Ghost orbs do, you know, fade in and out, but if the ghost is going to have them, you don't have to wait around for your sanity to get to a certain point. They will just be there. You just got to keep looking. And ultraviolet, unless it's an obake, will just be there no matter what when a ghost interacts with an object. And even for the obake, about 70 or what is it, 80 to 75% of the time will just straight up give you that as an evidence anyway. Spirit box I almost kind of feel is up there too, because I've never had a problem with it. If ghost was going to give me spirit box, it's just giving it to me. Try to make sure you're alone in the room. It'll do it a little bit more consistently, but that's about that. So we got Yurei marked down. We noticed that straight away from the double door touch, where it sounded like the ghost touched a door twice within half a second almost, I want to say, speed-wise. And then we actually heard the door close sound on top of that. So those three noises all together are a very good indication that you have a Yurei. Only 950 because we didn't get perfect game. We never tracked down the bone, and even on top of that, we actually got an extra 150 from our daily stuff. So really, we only got 800 bucks from that game. But that's because I was hindering myself. If you were doing this as a fresh prestige or as a new player, then your objectives would actually be tailored to what you have in the truck. So you would actually be able to get all 3 objectives, although they may be more difficult with the smudges. And like something like escape the ghost during a hunt. But you would actually be able to get all 3 of those. You still wouldn't be able to get any photos, and you would be able to collect the bone if you can find it. Let's style this up a notch and unfortunately show you Insanity. Same setup, and we will head back to Tanglewood because that seems to be everybody's favorite. Personally, I'm a kind of a split fan between Edgefield and Willow. It'd be nice if I could just shut you off. Motion sensor, photo, repel. We can't get any of those, so we don't got to worry about them. That's just great. All we gotta focus on is getting the ghost correct. So going in with the old trio here. Gonna be a little bit harder starting off cold because that means the house is gonna be starting off cold. So I actually am going to beeline it for the breaker. I actually have a pretty nice hiding space right there. It's in the garage, so that also helps. A pretty nice hiding space right there too. No, actually, it's in the hallway. Nothing was disturbed in the garage. No cursed possession on Insanity, but you get 6 times rewards, and you only get 1 evidence from the ghost. This ghost appears to be following me. But we're getting less than 5 degrees here, so I'm going to call this the ghost room. Keep an eye out for ghost orbs. Not spotting any. We do have a hefty amount of decent hiding spaces. I'm gonna go hurry up and grab the UV, get back in here and check for that as an evidence. Also grab the writing book, get that placed down, and then I want to start getting spirit box as soon as possible because we're gonna have to be in the dark in order to get spirit box. Oh, also, we didn't have it happen, but Yurei is the only ghost that can interact with the entrance to a location. So if you ever see the front door move, not during a ghost event move, but move at all, and hear a door touch sound, it's definitely a Yurei, or at least a mimicking a Yurei. There's another door touch sound. I want to just verify. Might as well collect the bone while we're at it. Alright, not spotting anything. I need to get out of here before I drain all of my sanity. Grab that spirit box and our last 1 or 2 evidence items. Or our last 3 evidence items, but I dropped the flashlight so we had room for them all. This would be the prime time to get EMF 5 as an evidence because this is a rather active ghost. Also fairly certain we could stand outside here, like right here, and try to get dots from this ghost. But we will reserve that as a last resort. Only EMF 4. No response. It's only EMF 4 still. Not spotting any. That's a bit unfortunate. That means the ghost is going to be hunting rather regularly now. Not that, this is my breath. Rather slow ghost. Could almost be the slow twin. Still waiting for even 1 evidence, which if it ends up needing to be ghost writing. Hard to tell which door ghost touches. One of those two. Then if it's ghost writing, then it's going to be very, very strenuous to get anything from this ghost. You actually need the ghost to interact with that. Should be hunting again here fairly soon. Let's be prepared. Turned on a light. That's quite interesting. Cannot be a mirror. I'm not sure if the game is actually picking up my microphone, so I'm gonna kind of be careful. All right, here we go. See if I can get my brain to work, and if I can get like 2 seconds. Slow again. EMF 2 on the actual doors. Ghost event is EMF 3, almost 4. EMF 4. Alright, definitely not getting in spirit box. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a little evidence trick to do with insanity. Is that 4 again? That's 4 again. Still waiting. It's not giving us freezing temps. It's not giving us ghost writing. This could be a Goryo. If it hunts now, I'm just going to have to toss the video cam and run. I honestly need to reposition those dots a bit better. That's better. Now, this is a bit unfortunate because the ghost not only has to do dots, but we also need to visually see it on the video cam. We can do this by sitting out in the truck and waiting. Should be hunting here pretty quick. Ghost orbs. They were hiding. So we haven't really been staring at a video cam this whole time. And that means that we didn't have a chance to spot them. So we're going to need to pop outside real quick. We have ghost orbs for an evidence. We've been checking ultraviolet. We haven't been getting anything. We've been checking spirit box. We haven't been getting anything. We've been checking for temperatures. We have not been getting anything. This cannot be a mimic. That said, this doesn't quite make much sense either. It's no Raiju, and it's probably not a Thay or a Hantu. Yeah, it couldn't be a Hantu. It'd be way too fast in the ghost room. Can't be an Obake. Oh, I guess it also couldn't be a Hantu for this reason, but Obake and Hantu have a forced evidence. Hantu is freezing temps. Obake is ultraviolet. This happened. Everything went dark. I think the ghost might have killed the breaker. Not a revenant based on speed, where they are step kind of speed until they know your location, and then they will be machine guns footsteps directly towards you, or at least your last known location. What else do we have here? Yeah, Hantu would have been freezing temps. It would have been fast in cold rooms, slow in hot rooms. It goes the same speed the whole time because it hasn't actually seen me yet. Obake would have ultraviolet, so we don't even need to worry about it. Yokai is a bit dangerous because for a yokai test, we need to let the ghost know exactly where we are. The ghost did turn on a light, so we know it cannot be a mare. We've been in the ghost room the entire time, so Thay is actually very possible. Testing for it, as long as it's still slow, for testing for Thay, we're going to have to see if it builds line of sight, and we'll probably have to loop it in the kitchen for that. Banshee's going to be very difficult, as well as on Rio, because we can't light any candle lights. Yurei would have to wait for it to touch this door here, or do a double door touch. What else do we have? Yokai we can test for, and Thay we can test for. That's basically it. So let's grab this, kill it, let's check for our temps. Be ready to run at a drop of a hat, not even. Oh! Alright, that's cheating. I don't know. It's one of the... What's a good one to go with? I feel like it's a Thay. I feel like it's slightly slower, so I've been around the ghost. Oh, it's a Banshee. That would have been so difficult to get a Banshee solo with only tier 1 items. Now, if you had Parabolic, then you'd be able to eventually hear the Banshee scream if you tried long enough. And even then, it's not exactly guaranteed, it's just chance. What else is our options? We had Ghost Orbs. No, 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 no. So yeah, Banshee, it would have been very difficult. We would have had to left the ghost room and see if the ghost followed us, which is a trait of the Banshee, but all the other ghosts can still just do that. On Rio, I don't think there's any hunting or non-hunting characteristics that we could have abused to figure out that ghost. Yeah, I could have done that Yokai and Thay test, but the ghost would have just known where my location was. And then Yuri, we would have had to literally sit around and wait forever in order for it to interact with the front door or do a double door touch. Which it was touching a lot of doors. I honestly, in my panic, should definitely have guessed Yuri, but I did not do so. So, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I hope you are having a great Thanksgiving, had a great Thanksgiving, having a great vacation one way or another. All that being said, if you could like, comment, and or subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Anything that you can do for the channel will help me put more back into the channel for you. I know we had kind of a large influx of new subscribers, so welcome. We primarily do Phasmophobia here. Most of what I know I have learned from a YouTuber / streamer named MSim. You can find him on Twitch or on YouTube by typing in INSYM, and he's great and you'll learn a lot from him. I just like to do my own content and wanted to see what I could do with YouTube, so I started my own channel. I also sometimes, as you might have been able to tell from my playlist, do some Metroid or Dead by Daylight or Left 4 Dead or a handful of other things. And now that I'm through Prime 2, I'm probably going to start trying to find something else to replace Saturday videos. That we're not 110% Phasmophobia. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Have a good one.